Yes, I feel sometimes I need to put my uniform on and get back in the game. But I enjoy talking to you and my viewers too much most nights here on Sky News. Hey, I want to pick up the attacks on Andrew Hastie over comments in relation to women in combat. I want to play them again. Have a listen.
Do you think women should serve in combat roles in the ADF?
Yeah, the coalition policy is that all combat roles are open to women. It's been our long-standing position, so we need to be able to win every fight that we go into. And that's why we'll uphold high standards. Thank you.
Are you saying that women have lower standards? Is that what you're saying?
Hardly. It's hardly what I'm saying. I'm saying we have one standard.
Sounds like from that answer that you still think women aren't strong enough. Is that right? That women aren't strong enough to deal with that sort of combat you described? Is
Again,
Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that at all.
Sorry, do you not believe in your own policy then? If that's your personal belief, or the coalition policy is something different?
I'm standing right here saying there's one policy. I mean, this is kind of student politics stuff.
I tell you what, Greg, I would have stood there if I was Andrew Hastie and said, given I've worn a uniform and I've fired a gun, if any of you in the gallery, male or female, can lift me and run for 100 metres, knock yourself out, put your hand up for a combat team. But if you can't, male or female, you're not going to make the grade. It's about capability. It's not about gender. This is just ridiculous.
Well, you're right, Peter, but, you know, I love Andrew Hastie. There are few people in the parliament I admire more than him. But there is a contradiction between his previous position and his position today. So there are many combat roles that it's not at all controversial that women should occupy. Combat fighter pilots, surface warfare officers in the Navy, submariners, all of that.
Agreed.
But the special forces are based on what the top 2% of blokes can do. We don't have women in National Rugby League teams. We don't have women in AFL. We're trying to get men out of women's sports in the transgender thing. We don't have integrated boxing rings. But the political correctness is so insane that you can't say that anymore. What Andrew Hastie said in 2017 was true. The warfighting DNA of a close combat unit. This is the only combat role, but a close combat infantry fighting unit. It has to be all male. Hardly an army in the world has women in their special forces in close combat roles or anything like that. But the coalition is so completely surrendered to the culture that they won't ever say that. So we have a fake position. The role is open to women, but no women can possibly qualify for the role because we're too scared to say that in public. And this is one reason why, you know, the culture is just going down the drain. And much as I admire Hastie, the opposition was requiring him to repudiate as a minister the position of reality.
Well, he didn't. He didn't repudiate to his credit. He didn't repudiate to his credit. And I guess the problem is right now on the books, we've got a piece of legislation from Julia Gillard that basically says a man can be a woman, right? So you might have a big burly bloke who suddenly calls himself a woman and gets a role in a combat team. I don't know. I hope when they sort all these things out, if someone good comes back into power, that this stuff gets chucked in the bin, that they repeal that sort of legislation. But I mean, I feel for Andrew Hastie because he was just beaten up by people that have never, ever, ever literally put their life on the lines like he has. And I just think it's so wrong that we can't call a spade a shovel.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm asking them to do, though. The fact that Andrew was a soldier, I admire it, but that doesn't absolve him of this contradiction. The coalition was in office for 10 years. They didn't repeal Julia Gillard's legislation. This is a failure of nerve on the part of the coalition. It's not really a left-wing conspiracy. And there is a contradiction between saying it has to be blokes, it has to be all male, which is what Hastie said in 2017 and is true, and our formal position, which is that even close infantry fighting roles are open to women. And the coalition is better than Labor, but it's just as cowardly. It won't, and for 10 years it was in office and it didn't do anything to repeal that legislation. So we're happy to put up with this kind of fiction. And that's what modern life is. It's a series of left-wing fictions which everybody pretends they live by, even though they have no application in reality.
All right, well, you and I will keep fighting to get rid of some of the fiction. Thank you, Greg.